Welcome to the Detox for Your Life podcast, and I want to tell you to stop the self-rejection. So I saw a quote that said, self-rejection has killed more dreams than rejection ever will. Self-rejection has killed more dreams than rejection ever will. It's often our internal rejection that does far more damage than any external rejection can hurt us. So what is self-rejection? Self-rejection occurs when we devalue our own ideas, our own talents, our own worth, before anyone else has a chance to. Sometimes I say it's an automatic no if you don't do whatever that thing is, right? Self-rejection is an internalized belief that we're not good enough, or we're not smart enough, or we're not worthy of success. And this belief stops us from even trying. Now, you may say, Nicole, no, I think I'm good enough. I think I'm smart enough. I think I'm worthy of success. But even if we do believe those things about ourselves, we still self-reject, whether it's fear, whether it's our comfort zone. And I saw another quote, which is, you guys are going to get 2 podcasts today, because initially I was going to put the other one, the comfort zone conversation, and with the self-rejection. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to just make them 2 separate podcasts so they can each have their own weights, right? So let me focus on this one, stopping the self-rejection. So how the self-rejection manifests in our lives. One is through negative self-talk. Those common phrases I just mentioned, some of those I mentioned. I'm not qualified. They won't pick me. I don't have what it takes. Oh, it's so competitive out here. There are a whole bunch of people going for the same thing. There are a number of people doing what I'm doing. Whatever that is. Whatever. They won't give me the loan. Whatever it is, right? Yeah. Then there's that overthinking. That's another way that self-rejection manifests itself. We spend so much time analyzing a potential failure that we never take the action. And then there is the imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud despite evidence of your abilities. And then there's I'm raising my hand on this one. There's the procrastination, avoiding action as a way to dodge potential failure. Now, I procrastinate. I don't avoid the action to avoid failure. I'm just procrastinating. Okay. I'm just going to own that right there. Another way that self-rejection manifests is by playing small. We take the safest, least risky path to avoid rejection or judgment. Many of us are guilty of playing small. But why do we self-reject? I just talked about some ways that self-rejection manifests itself in our lives through negative self-talk, through overthinking, through imposter syndrome, through procrastination, through playing small. But why do we self-reject? Sometimes we do it because we have a fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think if we fail, or what others think if we just step out there. And then sometimes we self-reject because of past experiences. We're internalizing negative feedback, or we're internalizing failures from the past. It could also be from perfectionism. We're believing that if it can't be perfect, it's not worth trying. I'm probably guilty of that one too. Which is, I found myself very recently I was doing a training for a group of employees, and I was talking about perfectionism, and I was saying how good has to be good enough. Stop striving for perfection. Good has to be good enough. And I had never said that before. It's like it just came out of nowhere, but maybe it was also words that I needed to hear. So perfectionism is also one of the ways that we reasons why we self-reject. And then low self-worth. Feeling inherently undeserving of success or happiness. So why do we self-reject? Fear of judgment, our past experiences, perfectionism, low self-worth. But there's a cost that comes with that. The cost of self-rejection is missed opportunities. You never know what could have been because you didn't try. It could be eroded confidence. The more you reject yourself, the harder it becomes for you to believe in your capabilities. The cost could also be unfulfilled potentials. Those talents and ideas remain dormant because you never nurtured them. You never acted upon them. Also, there could be feelings of regret, a lifetime of wondering what if. I think I read an article once that said people who were dying said that one of the things I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember exactly how it went, but regret was one of the feelings they felt the most. The things they wish they had done that they didn't do. So regrets, a lifetime of wondering what if I would have done that? I wish I would have done this. The cost of self-rejection, missed opportunities, eroded confidence, unfulfilled potential, feelings of regrets. We've all been there. And so I want to share some tips to help you overcome self-rejection. I want you to recognize your inner critic. And when that inner critic show up, I want you to identify and challenge those negative thoughts that are holding you back. Replace the I can't with I'll try or I will or something like that. I also want you to practice self-compassion. The last podcast was on self-compassion. So I want you to treat yourself with kindness. When things don't go as planned, give yourself grace. I've talked about this in other podcasts too. Give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up. I'm guilty of that too, but don't beat yourself up. Speak to yourself as you would to a supportive friend. Also, shift your focus. Concentrate on progress, not perfection. Concentrate on progress, not perfection. Celebrate those small wins, no matter how tiny they are. Celebrate them. Celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the milestones. And also, take action. Commit to taking one small step outside of your comfort zone each day, because action builds momentum and it silences self-doubt. I said this before. I've said this in other podcasts. I know y'all tired of me saying that. When you step out there and do something and you're able to check off the box that you did it, it's just something about accomplishing something. Like think about cleaning your house. You put it off for a while and then you start cleaning one room or you start washing clothes or whatever. And then, you get motivated. Maybe you turn on some music to get motivated, but whatever it is, once you see the results of having one particular area clean, then you find yourself moving on to the next one. It's just something about taking action, having that momentum, seeing the success of that, whatever that thing is. It doesn't have to be something big. And I think that's where we get stuck. We feel like it has to be something big, right? To build momentum or something big before we can celebrate. But no. Also, reframe rejection. View rejection as redirection or a learning experience. We got to change how we look at rejection, right? And I understand why people look at rejection the way they do, but you got to shift how you see rejection. It's just redirection, or it's something I gained knowledge that I didn't have before the rejection occurred. It is what it is. And then surround yourself with support. Seek out mentors, go to your friends, or communities, join organizations, whatever that is that encourage and uplift you, that also motivate you, but also avoid people who reinforce self-doubt. We know those people. They're super critical. No matter what you do, they just can't celebrate you. They just can't give you a compliment. They always got to find something wrong. They always got to highlight your deficiencies. According to them, what's your deficiencies? Those may not even be deficiencies. They may just be projecting their stuff onto you, right? So avoid those people. Avoid them. And then also, I suggest keeping a success journal. Document your achievements, document the things that you have accomplished, and reflect on them when you're having those moments of doubt. So I want you to write down one area where you've been self-rejecting, and then identify one step you'll take today to counteract that self-rejection. Self-rejection silences dreams before they even have a chance. Don't let it silence your dreams. Give yourself permission to believe in your potential, take risks, and embrace the possibility of greatness. I'm Nicole L. Turner, your mindset coach, helping you shift the way you think so you can change the way you live. If you're in need of a mindset coach, you can reach me at detoxforyourlife.com. Also, check out my latest book, Empowered Living, 90 Days of Affirmations. There's going to be a link in the podcast for you to check it out. But thank you for tuning in to the Detox for Your Life podcast.